come down and they can listen to sporting events and things. So that's what that room evolved into the other one, although he still had control. Because he had a little list posted on the side, and if there was any earth-shaking news going on, it was who could sit closest to the radio. The mayor, the police chief, pretty soon there was no room in there for guests, so kind of. So that was our radio listening room for a while. Other technologies this morning we talked about, for as remote as we were, we had electricity for about an hour a day. We had a working elevator. When it comes to technology, you can build an IT on this one, because I came here before we had television. And I fought television. Paul Marty didn't want televisions in here. You can't have anything in a hotel that's not pretty. It has to be small. Every guest wanted it. I'm just telling you the truth. This is what's simple. We used to have, you could order television through valet. You want to see the silliest thing? I remember years ago, there was this morning about yourself. You'd order, and there's Delvin walking down the hall with this rickety cart and two TV. They'd go into your room and they'd plug in. If you're a really good guest, they'd work with them through rabbit ears, you know. And if you were a really good guest, they'd stop by the kitchen and get a little aluminum foil in their back pocket. They'd pull it out, put it on your rabbit ears. All that was good for a tip. You know, you'd get both channels, one of which was Canadian. And it was just silly, you know. And so many people wanted it, and we didn't do it. 1995, we decided we better put it in. And I'm going to tell you a little personal story here, since I'm an anti-technology guy. We had a guest, and his family still comes here today, from the South, a little outside Austin, Texas. And he was a wonderful man. He rented a suite for his family, several rooms for the kids and grandkids. Always came early to see. As soon as it gets hot down, he checks the trunk. Come back this morning. And he had a lot of requirements. But he always said the same thing every year. I'm not making this every year. He said, "You tag it?" I go, "Yes, sir." He goes, "Can't believe I'm paying that kind of money for a room and I got to order me a TV like a cheese sandwich." He said, "Every single solitary year we put a TV in this week, you know." So in 1995, our newsletter for the season of '96, we put in 1996 for the first time we're going to put TVs in all the rooms. I got up here 7 weeks before we opened the hotel. It was horrible. We're running these long cable through the hotel. Wings would go out, these TVs, we couldn't get a program. Oh, it was just a disaster. We finally thought we had a chance. The TV opens up early in the season, probably 3 weeks early next day. Get a call, my friend's coming, he stayed in the governor's suite, bringing a bunch of his family, grandkids. Made sure all his requests were met. Comes up to my desk, "Taggart, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go up to my suite, watch my own TV. My own TV and my own suite. Don't have to order like I said, yes, sir, cheese sandwich, you know." I'm thinking, thank goodness, not part of that anymore. He goes up, and just the nicest guy, his phone light, and his ring number comes on, we had ID phones back then. He comes up to the old phone, and I'm like, "He's going to thank me for that shit." "Yes, sir," you know. He goes, "Ain't no TV in this room." I said, "Excuse me, there ain't no TV. I read the newsletter." I said, "You know, back then we had a TV, bam. And I said, "Sir, within 5 minutes, I'll have an answer for you." And I'm like, "Oh my Lord, why of all room? Why me?" And slammed the door down. I pick up, no going to the lower level. I go right to the head of maintenance. I go, "This is a lot of guys said, is there any reason there's not a TV in the governor's suite?" He said, "I don't know, it should be, but housekeeping's been having a lot of problems, so they've been moving. Well, you better check with the head of house." And I call Linda. I go, "Linda," I said, "John," I said, "is there any reason there's no TV in the governor's suite?" And while I'm talking to her, his light comes back on. And I quick pick up the telephone, and it's him, and he's laughing. He goes, "I found the TV, so he didn't mind the clock radio." So clock radios were about that big, and TVs were about that big at the time. So things were kind of gone slowly. 1979, we moved the front desk down here, making this the lobby. We did that because so many boats were coming in. You know, when we opened up, everybody came at once. When I first came up, we had over 100 boat crossings a day from the 3 companies of the 2 ferry line destinations. So consequently, we were checking in, designing the dress code. It was interrupting after the interior Hermitage. We moved it down here in 1979. Started running half of these were shops, half of the meeting rooms. Now they're all shops, all run by the hotel, all 9 of them down here today. Questions? What's that?
So we've never done it. Yes, all right. That's right. All right, we tried.
And some better people than their husbands.
Yeah, we're
How did they find out about Mackinac City? You know, all the scripts were very, very similar. 1940s. Girl meets boy, boy loses girl, boy gets girl back. All pretty much the same. That's what this one was. So they wanted to, part of the movie was going to be shot, a third of the movie was shot on her island. So they were going to have her northern home. They didn't say where, but a northern home. Again, the island wasn't identified. So they knew about Mackinac Island because of one thing. They always used these travel logs. And the one from 1944, they saw it up here. They saw the horse and carriage deal. They saw that we had a swimming pool. Boom, come up here in 1946. We had no idea the power of Hollywood. We were very happy to see him here at the time. We were recovering from World War II. World War II, this hotel, if you've taken the other history lessons or watch Channel 4 on the history, we barely survived World War II. We have never closed our doors through wars, through depressions, through upturns, through downturns. We've always found a way to make it work, but it was close. World War II, let me just give you the darkest day of World War II. July 11, 1943. July is our busiest month. We're always 100% booked for July. July 11, 1943, we had 11 guests in this building, and they were served by 400 employees. We kept the hotel, and following year, we shut down 2 floors. Were at that time about $24 to $35 a night. We dropped the rates down to the original rate of $5 a night during World War II. The lowest employee count during World War II, 98 employees in this hotel. The Grand Lunch Buffet, everybody thinks that's a great idea. That was built 100%. So we had a large ladies group coming over here, a bridge club, and they were going to have lunch. And the owner of the hotel, W. Stewart Woodfield, kid that came here as a desk clerk, worked his way up to manager, bought us out of bankruptcy in '33. He said, well, how are we going to do it? He went to the chef and he said, you think guests would be offended if we just laid out the food on long tables and they serve themselves and then we have enough people just to bust the tables? Literally, that's how the buffet got started in there. After World War II, there was a bit of a prosperity for sure, but not enough to turn a profit at the hotel. We were still deeply in the red at the time. 46, movies are coming here, we'll take anything, any publicity we can possibly get. They shot the movie in the summer and the winter of 1946, and it's kind of fun to watch that film because you see beautiful scenes of the island. Yesterday I did a stable tour, and we have 2 of the sleighs that Esther Williams used. In fact, the owner of the hotel used one of the sleighs on his honeymoon. It's just, we restored it about 8 years ago. It's absolutely stunning. And so they shot winter scenes, summer scenes, nothing on the interior of the hotel. A lot down by the pool. It was Esther Williams, Jimmy Durante, Elise Melichor, Johnny Johnson played her love interest in this. From my favorite scene is Melichor and Durante riding a bicycle built for 2, and they do wonderful travelogue as they go downtown. They play the music Lilac Time on Mackinac Island. Why? They already had a theme song for the movie from 1944 to do it. Generally, they say that Esther Williams, if you take these big carriages, oh, she never swam in the swimming pool. She swam in the swimming pool every single day. She loved our swimming pool. It was cold, so it was not heated at the time, so we actually devised a cast iron stove, and I don't know how they did it. There's a picture. The only pictures I have of it, they have it covered, but they waterproofed it and sunk it in the pool. There were 2 chutes that went down to it. It took 2 guys to run it. One of them shot coal down, and the other guy had a big bellows. And they went like this to keep the coal going. And one of those 2 guys is one of the reasons this hotel's here. We talked about W. Stewart Woodfield that came as a desk clerk, ended up buying the hotel out of '33. His nephew came, worked part-time. He was going to Dartmouth at the time this movie was made. He came full-time in 1950, and then he was our chairman for 52 years, and that's Dan Musser was here. So Dan Musser was just a teenager going to college when this film was made. He was one of the 2 boys working these bellows. And for those of you that knew Mr. Musser, he was all his life, he was enamored with Esther Williams. He thought that was the best summer job he ever had. All the other summer jobs, he worked in our ice house, this place here. We kept ice in our ice house until the 60s, believe it or not. So, well, they say she didn't swim in the pool. She swam in the pool every single solitary day. She shot all the scenes in our pool except for the big dramatic scenes.
So this is the Somewhere in Time Museum. A lot of it was filmed here at the Grand Hotel. There's a lot of mementos here. One of my favorite movies. And there's the bowler hat that he wore in the movie. scared the horses. Hey Al, I took a picture just like everybody, this particular piece of furniture, sorry, I don't know the name of it, was visible in the Somewhere in Time movie when he was back in 1912. This was in the movie near the checkout desk. So yes, this was a movie prop that remained at the hotel after the movie was over. Look at this beautiful bouquet. I love it. Hey Al, I like these pink chairs. I'd have one like that. Oh Al, remember when we had our picture by that big turtle shell last time? Yeah, let me walk over there. And we visited 6 years ago. And a lot of beautiful murals here.
Properly called Trompleo.
Trompleo, okay. You know it. You know it.